Hello, Pastor Steve Waldron. I'm so grateful you're here with us. We're taking a journey through church history. We're going to start today about 431 AD. That's Council of Ephesus, Apostolic History Outline, Marvin Arnold. Just use him as a base, say a little bit, talk about some things I've learned as well throughout history, give his references that go back to a bibliography, a few videos I did on his bibliography. Let's dive in and get started. So AD 431, Nestorianism, a oneness variant swept from Petra, beautiful glyphs of Petra, to China. See Ataya, page 258, 264, Langer, 340, 537, Blunt, page 368. Other Christianities, that's another book about this. But it's kind of just well known now. They're making YouTube videos about Chinese emperors and stuff meeting Nestorian Christians way back 1500 years ago. And just like until 1700, most Nestorians were monotheist and used Acts 2:38 tenets. Now the Urshans have a lot about that. They're from that area where Nestorius was, Nestorian Christianity, the Assyrian Christian Church, and the Armenian Christian Church, and on and on. That's probably far too nuanced. Just know not all Nestorians were oneness, but maybe some were. And that's basically where we'll leave that for right now. Most then New Spirit glossolalia, there's a lot of instances of that. Nestorius refused to call Mary the Mother of God because God can't have, has no father or mother. He is the Father. And so it was the humanity of Jesus that she was the mother of. And so you'll hear that a lot though, like when I read Catholic writings and stuff, they'll call Mary like the tabernacle of the Trinity, since all the fullness of the Godhead dwelt in Jesus bodily. It's kind of unique. AD, but notice it was at Ephesus, Diana. I think there's a correlation there. AD 440, Catholics were run out of Armenia according to logs, 155, page 155. And that's LAUX logs. Because there was evidence, some, that maybe like in Syria and Armenia, there was a conversion very early in the first century, right after the time of Jesus. That one of them wrote a letter wanting to know about Jesus, one of the kings and all this. Some of that may be spurious. There may be a kernel of truth to some of that. AD 440, spirit tongues were in Persia. Celtic Pentecostalism was widespread in Western Europe, Frisia, Saxony, and Languedoc. They baptized into Christ according to the Venerable Bede, who said the apostles baptized in Jesus' name. That was the original baptismal formula. E.T. Thompson, page 108. Now, Bede, I don't think was oneness, but I do have the book. I've done a video on that. Oneness Pentecostalism traveled in most bodies of Montanus. That's true. Manichae, he says it's true. Nestorians, to my knowledge, somewhat true. Samosatans, I don't think started out oneness per se, but may have ended up that way. Artemanites, that's true. These were mostly Patripassian, mostly, and I appreciate him clarifying that, putting that modifier. They, by 440, had Gothic Bibles. Now that's interesting because Gothic turned into Anglo-Saxon, which turned into Early English, which turned into Middle English, which turned into Old English. See Gail Ripplinger as an authority on that, among some other folks. Tongue speaking was in much of the Eastern Hemisphere, according to M.T. Kelsey, Tim Dowley, page 115, Wade Horton, page 150, as to tongues. I think that's a relation of Stanley Horton. Note, God, he left not himself without a witness, Acts 14:17. Inevitably, some persons held Peter's doctrine. One, as Christianity was dominant force, helping to shape history. See McGiffert, page 239. Now, I will say, studying church history objectively, not just from court historians, but original documentations, original writings, real original writings, trying to do the textual criticism best you can, what's interpolations and all that. I think it's incontrovertible. First of all, it's totally incontrovertible. A lot of them were baptized in Jesus' name and were not Trinitarian. whether they're oneness, I do think there was some oneness in there as well. How widespread, that we may not know till we get to heaven in the New Jerusalem. And we're talking North Africa, from China to Great Britain. Because when the Catholic missionaries got to Great Britain, they're like, they're only baptizing in one name up here. And this is the famous St. Patrick. Well, God is like a clover, 3 leaves. And the 4th would be Mary. I'm just joking. So God bless. We'll talk with you later. Thanks for being here. Check out our other videos. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Bye-bye.